G'day Traegertarians and welcome to the channel. Today we're just going to do a quick intro and a little baby back rib cook. Just got some baby backs here from Coles, nothing fancy, a couple of rubs. We've already removed the membrane from these. Look, there's plenty of videos online on how to do that, so I haven't included it. If you'd like me to, throw it in the comments. And while we're at it, if there's anything you guys want to see me cook or anything to do with maintenance on the Traeger you'd like me to deal with, throw that in the comments too, and yeah, let's get after it. So we're going to start by seasoning, and today we're going to go with a couple of different things here. So we've got some honey hog barbecue from Meat Church and some Luton Booty everything rub. Now I'm going to use those two on one rack and then straight salt and pepper on the other, just as a bit of a test to see how this goes. So we'll start off with the back here and going with a light coat of the honey pork. Excuse me, just trying to work left-handed here, something different. Alright, and then after that, I might just switch to my right hand, make things a little bit easier. A little bit heavier coat, of course we're dealing with the wind as well, of the everything rub. We'll just give this a bit of a shake up so that all the salt's not at the bottom. And then we'll just try and get fairly even coating on the back of those ribs. We'll let that sweat in for a minute and then we'll come back and do the top side. Alright, so we've just applied our rub to the other side. I did that off camera, it's just a little bit easier. So now we're going to let that sweat in for about half an hour or so, and that does a couple of things for us. So one, it draws a bit of moisture to the surface, which helps with smoke adhesion, and it also allows some of that seasoning and salt to penetrate in. Alright, we'll set the smoker up and I'll show you what temperatures we're going to be running today. So today we'll be cooking on the Traeger Pro 22. Startup procedure is pretty simple. Power on, and then turn here to smoke, and give that a few minutes to light up. Generally, I wait until I hear the change in the sound of the smoker. You'll hear it's alight before I move on to any other setting. It tends to hold a better temperature that way. Alright, we'll be back when it's up to temp. Alright, Traegertarians, we've preheated to 121 degrees C. We'll be working in Celsius because this is Aussie Traeger Nation. We are ready to throw our ribs on, which have sweated out now, and as you can see, they're looking nice and wet on top and ready to go. So ribs are on. One thing I'd like to do is just scooch them up so that they're nice and tight in there. That way they'll cook nice and full, and they'll sort of hold that shape. Alright, we'll let these go for an hour or so and then we'll check back. Alright, we're back and coming up to the 2 hour mark. Let's have a bit of a look. starting to get a bit of colour on them. Give them a little spray with some apple cider vinegar. Bark is starting to set up, not too far away from the wrap. Alright guys, we are pretty much ready to wrap. As you can see, our bark's set, we've got pretty nice colour. So what we've got here is some of this heavy duty barbecue foil, or as I like to call it, aluminium sheet metal. We've put down a bed of brown sugar, some honey and a little bit of butter. And now I will set the ribs down. So ribs on top of all of that, meat side down, and then we're just going to wrap it up nice and tight. Again, because I'm holding the camera, I'll have to do that off camera so I can use both hands, but I'll show you what it looks like once it's wrapped. So there we go guys, wrapped nice and tight, meat side down, and these will go back onto the Traeger. Alright, so here we are, they've been wrapped for an hour and a half. Just going to have a look, see how we're doing. And I think we're just starting to get a bit of bone pullback, a bit of disintegration. I think they're going to be right to come out and go on ready for sourcing. And I'll show you a little trick that I use for sourcing in a minute. Alright. Hey guys, so what I do for my sourcing is use the foil that the ribs have come out of and use all of that good juice that's left over, and then add my barbecue sauce into the foil. So here's just a homemade sauce, and then you can throw that back on the pit and heat it up, ready to glaze your ribs with it. Just a little trick. And then once our sauce is warmed up, we're just gonna mop it on the top of those ribs there. Here we are, finished ribs. The sauce set as a glaze for 10 minutes. We reached an internal temperature of 93°C, and they are very near fall apart tender. I always cook to a temp and not a time. For instance, these all up took about 4 hours. So the 3-2-1 method is not something I really follow. And as you can see, they look absolutely amazing. I can't wait to get into them. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe and share. And as I said, if there's anything you want to see me cook, just throw that in the comments. This is our first video, we're still sort of learning, but yeah, hope you've enjoyed it. Anyway, Traegertarians, until the next smoke, hooroo.